Hey guys, what's up? I'm VAMSHEE Kapkar and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the mistakes which I've done in my CA final examinations that costed me around 50 marks. So I'm going to tell you all that mistakes and all the possible solutions that you can have so that you can avoid those 50 marks and increase your score. So please watch the video till the end. I hope this video is going to be beneficial and yes, let's get into the video. The first examinations was financial reporting. I remember the paper came very easily and I was very happy that I know all the answers to all the questions and I was very happy, and in that hurry I ended up the paper in almost around 2.5 hours. So it was like I was still having 30 minutes of time. So what I could have done in those 30 minutes is maybe I could have revisited all the answers and I should have just checked them. What actually happened is there was a question related to goodwill and it was a very simple and easy question, and I remember quoting the formula wrong, and as a result I ended up losing 6 marks in that particular paper. I ended up scoring 90 marks in financial reporting, but because of that silly mistake, I would have again still scored 6 marks more in that particular subject. So the first mistake in the financial reporting subject was not checking the paper. So what I would suggest is, first of all, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to complete the paper. Even if the paper is it is not lengthy also, then still you can write the answers very leisurely and very properly. And in case if you do find after completing all the answers, then recheck the paper once again. So this is something which I want to highlight from this particular subject, and as a result I lost 6 marks. So coming to the second subject, SFM was a bit tricky paper and there were some new questions in that particular paper, but still it was manageable because I felt I was very strong in SFM. But there was one question where it was I'm not able to proceed with that particular question. So I almost spent around 40 minutes on that particular question. It was just a 8 marker question, and I remember spending almost 30 to 40 minutes on that particular question. So what actually happened was the question itself was wrong. It was given wrong by the ICI. So what I have done is, maybe even I have felt the same, like the question was incorrectly given, but still I'm not attempting that particular question. So I lost 8 marks in that particular question. So when I completed the exam, I came to know that this is a wrong question, and whenever there is a wrong question given by ICI provides you grace marks if at all if you have attended that particular question. So what happened with my case was I have not attended that particular question, and as a result I have lost 8 marks. So this is the mistake I have done. So you can avoid this mistake by attempting the question. If you feel that a particular question is given wrong by the institute itself, then you can attempt it, at least give a try of attempting it, then you will be given that bonus marks. So here I lost 8 marks. So FR it was 6 and SFM it was 8, so total it was 14 marks. Coming to the other two subjects in the first group, audit and law. So I have received the audit paper, and audit was again on any given day audit will be tough. So even in my examinations also I felt that audit was a bit tough paper. So I proceeded answering all the questions, but when it came to professional ethics, I was confused between two clauses. What happens is, professional ethics there will be clauses, and despite how much you read these professional ethics, there is a high chance that you may forget during the examinations. So the same happened with me. I was confused between two clauses, and maybe I should have avoided writing the clause number at that particular point of time. But still, despite not being very sure, I have given the clause number, and after coming to the home I have checked it and it was wrong. So as a result I lost 8 marks in this particular paper. So the lesson what I have learned is, if at all if you are not clear about any particular clause in audit, then do not write the clause number. You can write the judgment and all other things, but do not write the clause number. If you write the clause number wrong, then your entire question will be not considered, entire answer will not be considered. So I have lost 8 marks in this particular paper. So coming to the fourth paper in the first group, law. So when the law paper came, it was like a bouncer, because till that point of time law paper was hardly 6 to 8 pages. But when it came to our attempt, the law paper was almost around 32 pages. So just seeing the paper, I became very numb. I became frozen. Like, what is this? And all the questions were related to the topics which we don't read generally, like penalties and NCLT. All these unimportant topics. Were picked up from these topics, and as a result, I became very frozen. Like, I thought that, khatam, this is going to be a disaster. I am going to fail in the CA examinations. I lost the hope, and for almost 30 to 40 minutes, I didn't knew what to do. So after 40 minutes, I again picked up my courage, spirit, and then I completed the paper. I ended up scoring 52 marks in law paper. But the mistake what I've done in this is, whenever there is a hard paper, you should not be, should not lose your hope. Definitely, there is going to be a hard paper in any of your subjects in each group. So go with this intention that there is going to be a hard paper, and you should be strong enough to face it. So because of this, I have lost the 30-40 minutes of time, and as a result, I could not attempt all the questions. I have lost around 10 marks in this particular paper. So all in all, I lost 6 marks in FR, 8 marks in SFM, 8 marks in audit, and 10 marks in law paper. So this is almost around 32 marks I've lost in the first group. So you can avoid these in the first group. You can avoid these mistakes and you can save your marks. Now let's talk about the second group. Now let's discuss about the second group. In the second group, the first subject was costing. So costing paper was, it was average. It cannot be termed as easy or tough. It was an average paper, and the mistake what I have done in this paper is, unconsciously I have picked up a question which I'm not very strong at. So like, what should be your strategy is, generally you have to attempt the question in which you feel that you are very strong, like which you feel that you are able to score 100% of the marks. But unfortunately, because of the time issue, I picked up a question in which I was not very strong, and I ended up doing a blunder in that particular question. So I wasted up so much time in that particular question, and also the kind of impression that I would have given to the examiner would be different. It was bad because the first question itself is wrong. I have done the mistake, and that mistake affected the rest of the paper, and that's why I'm considering that I have lost around 5 marks because of this mistake. So the suggestion what I would give for this kind of paper is, always attempt the question in which you are 100% strong, 100% sure that I know this question from starting to the end. So this is the mistake which I want you to avoid. So always begin the paper with your best answer, not the average one. So I've lost 5 marks in this particular paper. So the entire the marks lost came to 32 plus 5, 37. Now coming to the other two subjects, DT and IDT. There was a paper ISCA. It is not present at this point of time. So I'm not discussing about ISCA. I'm discussing about DT and IDT. So what happened with DT and IDT was, DT and IDT papers, they became very lengthy, that it almost takes around 3.5 to 4 hours. Even if you like 3.5 to 4 hours of time would take for completing that 100 marks paper. So I had this that I have to write fast, but when it comes to papers like DT and IDT, you have to be super fast. You have to think that definitely the question paper is going to be lengthy, and I have to be super fast from the beginning itself. So what I have done is, the mistake what I have done in this DT and IDT is, I have not I did not have that super fast speed of writing from the beginning itself. After completing 1.5 hours, after completing half of the time, I realized that I completed only 30 marks of the paper. Then the balance have to complete 70 marks of the paper. So again I have picked up and started writing super fastly. But the mistake was done. I have wasted in the 1.5 starting hours. So as a result, I lost almost around 6 to 7 marks in each subject. So that came to around 13 marks in both the subjects. So the solution which I want to tell for this kind of mistake is, you have to be super fast, but especially in subjects like DT, IDT, FR, costing. These are subjects which the examination will not be for 3 hours. You should think that the paper is going to be of 4 hours. but the time which you have is only 3 hours. So whatever you are having, you will be having a calculation like, right, like 180 minutes are there, 100 marks are there. So for each mark I have to spend 1.8 minutes. So this is not going to work in these kind of lengthy papers. You have to recalculate yourself and increase your speed. So that brings to 32 marks in the first group and around 20 marks in the second group. So all in all, I lost around 50 marks because of these mistakes. I want all the students to please acknowledge these mistakes, learn from my mistakes, and do not repeat in your examinations. If I had got those 50 marks, I would have got a single digit all India rank in CFN. So let's say, like, if someone is scoring in 350s or near to 400, these mistakes are very costly. They would cost you an attempt, they would cost you a rank, they would cost you a single digit rank. So please make sure that you do not repeat these mistakes. And yes, I hope you have found this video insightful. And in case if you like this video, please do subscribe my channel. That would really motivate me in doing more and more videos in the future. Thank you so much for listening. Jai Hind.